So hello and welcome to this week's meditation. This is meditation number three of this new series of meditations, which we're going to be running throughout the whole of this year, following the mindfulness-based stress reduction meditation practices. Yes. Our meditation today is called "Don't Be Hard on Yourself." Don't be hard on yourself. So last week, if you remember, our practice was on cultivating attention, cultivating attention. And that practice was really all about learning to pay attention to the finer detail of what's going on in our bodies, in our minds, what we are feeling. Um, this week is about not being hard on yourself, and it's a real follow through from last week because we tend to be, I can be my own worst critic. You too can be your own worst critic. Um, and so this meditation, Don't Be Hard on Yourself, is really about self-compassion. It's about self-compassion. And so this meditation will be about that. How can I show myself self-compassion? And perhaps the question is, why? Why are we hard on ourselves? Why in mindfulness-based stress reduction, which is the meditation pattern that we are using here, why is self-compassion so important? Why does it even arise? I'd like to just very quickly talk to you about this word that I'm sure you've heard of called equanimity. Equanimity. I've got something here I'm going to read for you. Equanimity. Equanimity is a state. So this is what equanimity is, yes? Is a state of mental or emotional stability or composure arising from a deep awareness and acceptance of the present moment. Equanimity is that state of mental and emotional stability or composure that arises from a deep awareness of acceptance, a deep awareness and acceptance of the present moment. One reason why we tend to be hard on ourselves when you really take a step back and almost look at it from outside yourself to see what's going on inside is that we don't self-compassion arises, and the reason why we are hard on ourselves is because often we don't want to be where we are at. We don't want to be where we are at. If we're in a mood right now, we want to somehow escape that mood and go somewhere else. So we fight where we are at. Um, and think of so many permutations and examples of where you are in a particular situation and you don't want to be there. You're experiencing some kind of pain, some kind of suffering at work, at home, whatever the case is, and you don't want to be there. So you try and escape that. That is like that's fighting what is. Equanimity says actually, and this is another thing which I was reading before I started this video, which I wanted to share with you about equanimity because it's really at the heart of why we tend to be hard on ourselves. And this is also from this text here that I'm reading. If we are very attached to never experiencing discomfort, never being thought badly of, never failing, we are not really free to live fully and relax and find peace no matter what is coming our way. Equanimity gives us mental and emotional stability in order to accept where we are here and now with complete openness, not trying to escape. And so this meditation today, don't be hard on yourself, is really at the heart of mindfulness-based stress reduction. Stress is part of living. No amount of meditation or no amount of coaching can take stress away. You're always going to experience stress. Um, there's a quote that I remember when I studied theology, and it's a quote from the book of Genesis in the Bible. Yes, and it says, "By the sweat of your brow shalt thou eat bread. By the sweat of your brow shalt thou eat bread." Stress is part of day to day, moment to moment living. And these practices, these mindfulness-based stress reduction practices, are all about enabling us to better manage stress, to reduce stress as best we can, but also to live with stress, doing so with equanimity, with calm, and with joy. So this will be a 10-minute meditation. And I'm going to kick this meditation off as we always do with a quote. This is a quote from by Sharon Salzberg. Sharon Salzberg. And it reads like this: "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve love and affection." And so let's begin this practice by just getting yourself into a comfortable position. This is the place that we always start. You find the most comfortable position for yourself, almost allowing your body to arrange itself because it knows best. It knows how to make you comfortable, whether you're sitting or standing or lying on the floor or lying down or walking. Your body knows best how to arrange you to be comfortable. If you're sitting in a chair, sit erect, feel your 2 feet on the floor. Perhaps lay your 2 hands, palms down on your laps. And if you're lying on the bed, lie erect, flat and straight. Head in the pillow, perhaps. The intention is to fall awake, not to fall asleep. And if you're walking, notice every step that you take. Every step as you listen to the sound of my voice. Allowing yourself to arrive here, to be here fully, accepting that you are here, right now, and that there's nowhere else to be apart from here. Bringing a sense of complete openness and acceptance to this moment of being here. And now bringing attention to the body. Noticing your hands and your feet. Noticing the sense of support and balance that you get from the earth that you're sitting on or lying on. Whether you're lying on the bed, sitting on a chair, it's the earth that is providing you ultimately the foundation of stability. Paying attention then to that. And as you do so now, bring also your attention to your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. And in and out. Breathing in tenderness. Breathing in kindness. Breathing in affection. Breathing in self-tolerance. And as you keep on breathing in, notice your mind. Has your mind wandered off at all during this practice so far? Did it wander off? And if it did you feel a sense of almost like a sense of perhaps even desperation? You can't seem to keep your mind focused here. Now, if you felt that, notice that feeling and then take a breath in of tenderness. Breathe in some kindness. Breathe that breath into your body, though. As you breathe in kindness and tenderness, just imagine it flooding your whole body as you breathe in, inside and out. Now, where did your mind wander off to? Just notice where your mind wandered to. It went somewhere. And once you've noticed where it wandered off to, now bring your mind back. Gently bring it back to your breathing. Bring it back to the breath, the inhale and the exhale. That becomes your focus. Ever so gently, with no judgment. No need to be hard on yourself. This is what being mindful means. Noticing when the mind has gone off to do its thing and you bringing it back into focus. The fact that you have noticed it is awareness rising in you. Do not be hard on yourself. Breathe in kindness. Breathe in tenderness. Breathe in self-tolerance. Breathe in equanimity. And so for the next few minutes, all I want you to do now is to keep on breathing in these wonderful feelings that we've spoken about: kindness, self-tolerance, equanimity. Breathing all these in for the next few minutes, watching your mind and bringing it back. As you keep on breathing in, remember there is no judgment, no hardness of heart. All there is right here is space to be you, totally, entirely, utterly you. And now breathing in kindness and tenderness and self-tolerance and equanimity, breathing these things ever so gently, breathing them down to the toes, to your big toes, and up again up to the crown of your head. Noticing any sensations that you feel as you do this around the body, inside the body, feeling a sense of peace, tremendous peace and joy and calm. As we now come towards the end of this practice, taking a gentle breath in as you begin to open up your eyes. And as you open up your eyes, feel free to have a little bit of a stretch. Bit of a stretch. Looking around at your environment, at your room, wherever you are. Just allowing your eyes just to gently gaze over things without necessarily labeling them or thinking about them. And thank you for today's practice. In between now and our next practice next week. So these are the things that we're going to be doing with these meditations. Yes. What's important is what you do in between now and the next practice. Yes. So you keep on practicing. What I'd like you to do between now and next week is to pay attention, notice what thoughts you have, and see if you can notice them without judgment. And so what I'd like you to do this week is also notice your thoughts and see how you can notice them without judgment. Okay. And so we're going to end with the quote again from Sharon Salzberg. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve love and affection. See you next week.